and girls, it's your boy, the Mad Chef, and tonight we are doing something a little different. Today we are going to be making a burrito so elevated, so flavorful, and so grand, it deserves its own spot in the Burrito Hall of Fame. We're bringing burritos back, baby. You guys can like tacos. I like tacos too. But everybody's forgotten about its big, bold brother, the burrito, and we're bringing it back. Tonight we're making a shredded southwestern chicken burrito with a homemade burrito sauce. Yes, everything from scratch. Alright, so the chicken and the corn that's going to be used in this burrito are the exact same recipe from my Santa Fe style salad video. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'll have a link in the description and a card floating around here. At the time of this recording, it is my #1 most successful recipe on TikTok and my #2 most successful recipe here on YouTube. If you guys have not yet joined me on TikTok, I have a link to my page down in the description. Basically, it's the same ingredients and the same show you get here, just edited to fit the guidelines of TikTok. Now, that being said, since we already know how to make our chicken and corn, a lot of the prep is going to be cut out. So let's get started. All right, and just like last time, we're going to put our perfectly seasoned chicken breast in a crock pot with about a half a cup of chicken stock down at the bottom, just covering the floor of it. So we're going to put a lid on it, cook it on low for 2 hours. All right, and just like last time, we got our Cajun-inspired buttered corn. We're going to be putting it in the oven on 450 for 30 minutes. Guys, like I said at the beginning of the video, you really need to check out the Santa Fe style salad video to get the recipes for all of these. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven and roast it for 30 minutes. But don't go nowhere, because things are about to get interesting. Alright, the corn's out of the oven and off the cob. This is where things get interesting. We're going to be making a buttered cilantro lime rice. I know it sounds like a lot, but this is going to be really easy. You know why? Because we're going to be using this good old Great Value pre-boiled rice. You've seen it before. It was in my Hamburger Helper video where I made their cheesy enchilada. So we got 1 cup of water. We're going to put in 1 cup of this rice, stir it around for a minute, and then we're going to let it set for 7 minutes. By then, the rice will be fully rehydrated and cooked, and I'll show you what to do next. Alright, it's been 7 minutes. We'll take a look at our rice, and I'll say that looks pretty good. So we're going to fluff it out. Alright. And now, we're going to go ahead and get started making this buttered cilantro lime rice. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And it's at room temp. We're just going to stir this around. I don't have the heat on, but the stove is still a little hot from where it was on it earlier. Just enough to melt this. You don't want to overwork your rice, otherwise it's going to turn to mush. And nobody wants that. Alright, now that you've got your rice sufficiently buttered, we're going to take a whole lime and we're going to zest it. And since we're only using 1 cup of rice, we're going to use only a half a lemon. And we're just going to squeeze the juice of half the lemon in there. Stir it up. Make sure everything's all nice and put together. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Alright. And then we're going to hit it up with some cilantro. So we're just going to make sure that the whole surface area is completely covered with this dried cilantro. Alternatively, You can use fresh cilantro for this. My best results always work with this right here. So it should look about like that. Stir it in. Again, you don't want to overwork your rice. And now, the only thing that's left to do is season it, get a little bit of salt in there to taste, and try it. Now let's take a taste. Look at that creamy consistency. That is bussin'. That is a 10 out of 10. We're going to clean up. Chicken's only got 5 minutes left. We're going to shred it. And then we're going to go to our next component, the sauce. Alright, so the chicken is almost done. Needs a few more minutes. So while that's working away over here, we're going to start working on our sauce. So what I've got right here is a whole can of chipotles and adobo sauce. We're going to dump that right in. Alright. And to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons minced garlic. Toss that right in. 2 tablespoons, whatever hot sauce is your preference. But since we're going for a southwestern style deal here, I've got some Tabasco smoked chipotle sauce, 2 tablespoons going in. We're going for more flavor than heat, which is why I didn't use a real hot sauce. And then we're going to use just a little bit of fresh cilantro. Not even half of what you get inside the grocery store. We're going to go ahead and blend that until it is smooth. Alright, so let's take a look at this and see what we got here. Alright, so that's a smooth paste. And now we're going to add our cream ingredient. What you're going to want is 1 cup of this right here. And this is crema. This is just good old-fashioned Mexican table cream. We're not using mayo. We're not using sour cream. This is a good alternative for that if you're like me and you don't like mayonnaise. And I'm not always particularly a fan of sour cream either, unless it's in certain things. So if you can't find Mexican table cream at your local supermarket, you can use sour cream, but make sure to hit it with 1 tablespoon of lime juice to kind of diffuse some of that flavor. And we're going to, speaking of lime juice, we're going to be adding in the second half of our lime just to cut through some of the richness and give us some freshness. We're going to pulse that until, we're going to blend that until it's completely smooth and creamy. Now that it's completely smooth and creamy, we're going to hit it up with some kosher salt to taste. Give it a couple of good pulses to make sure that it's completely in there. And then we're going to try it. That should be good enough. Now we're going to take a taste and see what it's like. Just a little bit. Oh, that's banging. A little slight heat, a little zip from the lemon. Cool, creamy, and thick without any sort of really pungent flavor. So we're going to pour this into our squirt bottle. We're going to check the chicken here, and we should be getting to shredding and assembling. Alright guys, and this is the long-awaited moment of truth. It's time to put these guys together. Now, if you want a little extra flex, you can make your own tortillas. But for me, I use these extra large grande burrito-sized tortillas from La Banderita. So here's how we're going to do it. It's going to be very similar to the way we did our breakfast burritos. If you haven't watched that, then you really need to, because those are amazing. All right. We always want to start off with a nice little line of cheese at the top. The reason why we want to go cheese first, because it's going to end up on the top of your burrito. If you put your cheese on last, it's going to be at the bottom. It's an aesthetic thing, but I really like to have cheese at the top. Also, just a general warning, you do not want to overload your burrito with cheese or any of the contents, because it will explode and you are not going to have a good time. All right. So now, on top of this, we're going to have a nice little spoonful of our Cajun-inspired Southwestern corn. You're just going to follow that line. All right. Clear as mud. All right. Now we're going to get another spoon of this beautiful, pillowy, luscious cilantro lime rice. Guys, I love rice, but I'm not, particularly crazy about it, but I can eat a whole bowl of this rice right here. This is my favorite way to have it. And that's coming from someone who doesn't eat rice all the time. Once you try it this way, I doubt you'll ever have rice another way again. All right. Here's where we add our homemade burrito sauce. So we're just going to get quick zigzag across, just like this, restaurant style. All right, and now we've got that. We're going to season the inside of our burrito with a little cilantro. All right. Not too much, because you already got it in the sauce and in the rice and in the chicken. Now, you're going to give yourself a generous pinch of this Southwestern chicken. Just turned out flawless, by the way. Now we're trying to seal the deal. Take your corners and then roll. Hold your breath. Pray to God don't break open. And there you are. So you're going to take a look at these guys. Your burritos are going to look just like that. And repeat this process for each burrito you make. All right. And now that you've got your guys all nice and wrapped up, we're going to put your burrito boys in a pan over medium-high heat. All we're doing now is we're trying to get a good toast on the tortillas. I always go bottom side first, because by searing the bottom side of your burrito, it creates a seal, meaning and ensuring that your burritos stay closed throughout the cooking process. Because the last thing you want to do is to turn a burrito and it just falls straight apart. So we're going to leave these guys alone for about 2 minutes, flip them, do the same thing to the top side. All right, it's been 2 minutes. Let's take a look at what the bottom side looks like. Okay, they're not quite there yet. So I just turned up the heat. So we'll let it cook for another minute. Well, that seemed to do the trick, because you see the color there? That's what you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and turn these guys over, and we're going to cook the next side, the top side, for 3 minutes. We just want to melt the cheese, get it nice and toasty on top, make sure everything is heated through. Alright, and now you got that good toast going on the top. You don't want it much darker than that. Now we're going to do one thing, and that's taste it. Alright. So after 2.5 hours of cooking, this is what we have. Now we're going to find out if it has a cheese pull, and most importantly, if it's good. So let's do a sexy little cross section right here. And there's the cheese. Look at that cheese. That's beautiful. So let's take a bite. That's banging right there. Guys, if you've not had a burrito like this before, you really need to try this. The sauce is a little spicy, but it's not anything you can't handle. So if you want to taper off a little bit of the burn, you might want to add like a teaspoon of regular sugar. But this is good the way it is. Till next time, Mad Chef is out.